Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Wednesday, and we're back at the Easel, and I'm actually visiting a painting that I started a while ago, and kind of reworking it. I was a little bored with it. Just wasn't working for me, so I went back and really reworked it, and really wanted to make something that was like in its heart, like a real '80s theme. Given the robot, it made sense, and then I don't know. I just kind of really dug back into my childhood and wanted to think about kind of iconic things and if I can make a cool composition, something different I haven't seen before. So I hope you guys like it. And why is nothing working? There we go. That's what I want. So I'll switch over in a minute. So I'm doing a bunch of. I found out I've got a show coming up. Not a show, but it's like in a restaurant. So I got like a 22-foot wall and a bunch of paintings up, and it should be really cool. I'm excited about it. But there's I want to get this painting done, and there's two other paintings I want to get done as well. Um, Kind of with my new direction of robots, sort of in a place that I was used to, like a place that means something to me as a kid. So, and it'll be in the same town that the restaurant's in. So it should be interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch views. Again, anyone when you jump on, I appreciate it. If you say hi, just thumbs up, whatever. Um, it's always good to have a couple people out there. I'm gonna do this anyway. I'm gonna go live whether no one shows up, but it's always nice to have a little bit of someone to interact with and a little bit of all over the place. A little bit of conversation. I'm working on those small brushes. I got to break out some of the slightly larger ones. So I used to working with the small paintings. I had a bunch of them in a row. Now I got to kind of jump over to the large ones, which usually just means a lot more paint I got to mix to get the color I want. Else it's not. I'll be remixing it every 2 seconds. And again, so I got my palette in the bottom left, which is actually super helpful. You can see kind of what I'm doing. You got the big picture, the big screen of me painting, and then you've got the little one of me in the corner. And yeah, I guess that's it. So I want to add like a kind of a couple different things I'm adding, but one of them I wanted to add was the scratch and sniff stickers. So I had people kind of weigh in on which one they remember the most or which one they have a very distinct smell. So I think like smell triggers memories. My goal with that was see which sticker triggered the more memories. I'm really just drawing at this point, knowing I'm going to have to put multiple layers to kind of cover up. I want to get everything in about the same spot it's supposed to be. There's definitely enough there for you to know which one I picked. I've got a couple other parts I'm working on I kind of want to block in, so honestly, like, in an hour I'll probably get most of this blocked in, but I'm not going to be able to do a bunch of detail yet. But that's okay. Hopefully you kind of get the direction it's going. Something kind of exciting about just ditching where you're at and just painting over parts of it. As I just knocked on a bunch of brushes. Hopefully nothing I need. Oh, good. People are on. Nice. So yeah, I'm totally painting over my painting. Well, not all of it. Kind of keeping the Voltron and then making a little more of a collage effect with some different very 80s things. I'm just trying to block it in as kind of quickly as I can. I don't know, something exciting about trying kind of like a bold change. I'm usually pretty much a realist, so I guess, I mean, this isn't going to be a huge, I mean, I'm not doing a bunch of abstract things. All right. Man, I'm a mess tonight. Getting paint all over myself. All right, so I got the start to get that blocked in, and then the next thing I need to block in. It's kind of this white. It's not white, but it's pretty white. And a little blue. And as always, let me know if my audio is crap. I hooked up some new cameras, so really it's just the one of me is the new one. I was using the computer's integrated one, and it's fine, but it wasn't great. I want it to look pretty. I want a new camera to look pretty. It's not me, it's the camera. That's the trick. The filters. So at this stage, it's not really about the color. I'm just trying to cover up stuff and get it close to the color it's going to be. It's probably enough there. You kind of get where I'm going with this thing. All right, so that's where that dude's going to go. It's kind of a blurry mess. There's probably just enough that you kind of get the idea. But that's okay. I'm going to jump around a little bit. Going to work my way up. I have the red out. I might as well kind of finish this guy up. This is kind of crazy. Like I wanted to add these gummy bears. And I thought, so I went out and bought actual, I was going to do gummy worms, but I pivoted to bears. And I was originally going to these worms like crawling in. Instead, I'm like, I'll just scatter these bears on it. But I'm like, how am I gonna? Because I kind of like, not that it's final, but I kind of Photoshop a lot of the stuff just to kind of like get the composition sorted before I spend time painting. And for these, I'm just painting a flat color because I know like the red's gonna take a while to get it opaque. So for these, I actually I created everything else, put it on a screen, and then I took real gummy bears and I enlarged it the way I wanted it, and just like put real gummy bears on the screen itself, so I could kind of have the color coming through. Photographed that, adjusted everything, and brought it back in so that you can kind of cheat it a little bit, in the sense that I didn't want to do a bunch of I don't want to take like stock gummy bears anywhere. I want it to be something where this is a real candy. I got the gummy bears coming in. I got the sticker. And I'm kind of going to mess around with the background too. And that's going to be something I've never tried before either, so that's exciting. So the original idea for this background was there's kind of a thing in, you see a lot of like art now where it's just kind of like the figure on like a flat background. And I was kind of trying to mess with that with this, but I don't think the composition is strong enough on Voltron to do that. And I feel like it needs so much more than that. I got a couple of these bears coming off. Of course, before I did that, I had to put the gummy bears in my mouth to get them to be like glass, where they're super glossy and kind of see through, and they look like they're made of glass. But right now, I just want to get the shapes on the canvas. Over. In the background, I don't even know really what my approach is yet. I know what I'm doing, I don't know how to paint it yet. So that should be interesting. I think I'll paint. It's going to be much darker to pop everything off, and I think I'm going to paint some stuff on top now and then go back in and fill the black in. It'll make sense. It'll make sense when I get there. Adding some white to this for the only reason it's going to cover better. I want it to be kind of an orange. It's not in my normal mix. Of course, yellow and red are like the two colors that are like not the most opaque. So I'm going to take a little multiple layers, which is I actually have a lot to. There's a lot that needs to happen with these anyway. So that's not a problem. It's just actually really excited about this direction. And my next two paintings are going to be something completely, not completely different, but quite a bit different. And I'm really excited about those two. It's always fun when you're kind of doing something new and you're experimenting and it's something exciting. I mentioned the blue's pretty much going away. So we got sticker, gummy bear, gummy bear, gummy bear, gummy bear, gummy bear. I got another one in here. Oh good, I do have an odd number. I didn't even plan on it. Maybe I did, I don't remember. So I haven't announced it yet, but I'm gonna have a bunch of work up locally in July. And I want to get this one done and two more. And it's going to be Crystal Lake. And it's going to be a great show. And for some of the larger new works that I haven't had a chance to show yet. I guess I could have put them in. Could have put them in shows. I just want to kind of show them all together. Like it has such a better impact. Okay, so that's that guy. And again, these are going to be, fully fleshed out. Right now, I'm just throwing them on for placement. And depending on how much time tonight, I'm starting to cover up some of the painting that's there. All right, so this guy, All right, so you can just kind of see the spattering of gummy bears. And they're just flat shapes. There's no detail on them yet. What size brush do I need for this next part? That's my struggle right now. Part of it's just dealing with the scale. I'm kind of been working with smaller canvases, so I haven't had to deal with scale. All right. Just gonna come in, kind of dry brush. Man, this is a decent size, maybe slightly larger. Threw a bunch on the ground by mistake, so it's probably one there that's perfect. Oh, of course I hit my head. Because that is what you do when you're on live stream. These are all pretty good. This one. All right, so this one's going to be really pink. Again, I'm probably going a little bit whiter than I need to, but it's going to cover the blue better. So I'm okay with it at this point. I can't imagine anyone's going to understand what I'm painting at this point. Again, I'm just blocking in. Actually, like weirdly in the way. Anyone guesses this right, I don't know what prize I'd give you, but kind of there, kind of. Down here. Actually, the repetition should give you a clue. Two and a half paintings, a lot. 2 months, probably. You have to be missing a bunch of other stuff. especially for large paintings. Ross Jones. Nice. Hey, how's it going, man? Any idea what these little guys are yet? Got sticker, got gummy bears, and then I'm kind of filling in the background with something else that's very 80s. And it's going to be a while before it's detailed, but you got to start somewhere. That's when I'm getting a little more detailed. All right, let's go up there, block it in. It might actually be enough to get it. Actually excited to see if I can pull this off. What I have in my mind is not quite what you're seeing yet, so everything's getting in the right spot, so that's a good start. Gummies are illegal. Now, these are just gummy bears. These aren't pot gummies. These are childhood gummies. I mean, they're the same shape and texture, and okay, fine. They're whatever they can be. It'll probably make the painting sell better if they're not regular gummies. I'm all international now. Like I'm live streaming in New Zealand, and I'm kind of a big deal. What is that? What is that on the bottom? You have to wait and see. Something amazing. Okay, switch in. Been going on like these small paintings where I use like no paint. End up throwing out more paint than I use. And now I'm like just shoveling paint out of the canvas. Alright, so I got this guy up here. It goes that way. Get the spacing right because he's sort of on his own. Too yellow. I'm gonna have to squeeze some more white out of the paint tube. Alright, here we go. Kind of want to do the sound effect of what this is, but I'm not gonna do it. It'd be too obvious. Definitely have to flatten this with a palette knife when I'm done. I know it's a little bit inside baseball here, but yes, that's an S. That's an S. That might give you an idea. And here we go. S and C. What is SC? You know what? C is probably lower. Will be a C. And that will be another letter that you can't really tell what it is. And then it's going to dance one over here and one over there. And then in here, you know what the C or the S word is, then you can understand what this is. And I know at this point at all, it doesn't make any sense. It's fine. It's going to be fine. It's weird to be this long on a painting and feel like I'm painting for the first day. Very strange thing. All right, so there's a bunch of crap over there, a bunch of floaty things over here. All right. I need another brush. I need another brush. I'm about to throw a bunch of brushes on the ground. I did not organize my brushes before I started. All right. Eek, I need more white. I was talking trash, but I actually do need more white. So that's what this painting is really going to be, sort of a color story as well as a look at my childhood, the 80s. Hopefully it's got that nice nostalgic vibe. Now it's got gummies and people like gummies of all sorts. Alright, going up here. Go, 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 go. And just barely. Little toe. Little toe. And I got another guy over here. Like even this stage, I can find problems. I already made mistakes. It's nice. Nice to know the mistakes are always there. Keeping you honest. Keep me honest. Is there this guy? There's that. Weirdly, I've got almost at an hour. Almost at an hour. Crazy. Crazy town. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, fade that off. That pain in the back of your neck is burning. Probably. All right, now, now, now it gets crazy. Now it gets crazy. Now I have to cover up that blue. Hear the sound of brushes crackling. Ooh, crackalackle. I'm not going to go as dark as you might think. I'm actually going to start with a pretty dark gray. I'm going to start with a little blue. I just want to cover, because I think there's a couple things that are going to be interesting here, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to handle it. And if I go black, it's going to be hard to go darker. Let's start with this gray. No, that's going to take 2 coats anyway. So yeah, I'm just kind of covering up this blue more than anything. Oh, crazy, crazy. I can make progress because I did. I'm halfway done, but it's not. It's not really. In the wrong spot. Oh, big paintings. Big paintings, big mistakes, big brushes. Eek. I just realized I'm kind of doing a flat background anyway. Well, at this stage it is. It'll be different when I get done. Oh, big brushes. Pain in the butt to clean. Oh, I missed a guy in here, didn't I? How'd that happen? Another oh, dude right in here. Another dude down here. Oh my goodness, what a mess, what a mess. I know what I'm doing, it's still a mess. Please trust me, there's a plan. It's gonna be amazing. Wait and see. You'll be like, oh, I remember when it sucked. But no. Well, yeah, but doesn't mean it's not gonna be amazing. That It's crazy just painting these colors shifts the colors in the Voltron that I started with. Which makes sense. Colors are dependent on what's around it, but and I wasn't quite done with that anyway, so it makes sense. But I do like when you see new things. Once I get this dark gray in, I'm going to go over with a palette knife, and what I want to do is flatten any thick things of paint. That does two things. One, it reduces the visual texture. At this stage, everything's still kind of up in the air. I don't want big brush strokes I'm going to be stuck with. Two, it's going to make it quicker to dry. So when I come back, and maybe as soon as tomorrow, it'll actually have a little film on it, and I can start to paint. If I don't do that and I got these big areas, it'll take forever to dry. And like I said, I got 3 paintings to get done for my show, so now granted, this is my self-imposed workload because I like to torture myself. But it's also, I think, it'd be really cool. Can I fill the space without doing those other 2? Yeah. Will it be as good a showing? No. Especially because the 2 I'm thinking of are very specific to the area and people will really dig it. I can get the right source shots, which I gotta go photo hunting sometime at the right hour to get the right references I need. Alright, so let's get that corner to get kind of blocked in. It's one of those nights where it's not the and sometimes I get so much done in a short time. And I've definitely not beaten any records here, but definitely painted more area than I've painted in a long time in a short time. Am I making any sense? No, that's cool. Yeah, my phone's beeping. Yeah. Probably good news. You only get good news on your phone. Who would bother you with bad news? All right. Now we'll start with this blocking and crap. Debating whether I should have just gone in with black. No, it's not going to be a flat black anyway. So this is a base coat that I can cover. Edge to edge, baby. This is the weirdest looking palette I've ever had. Got like 6 colors on it. These big pools of 6 colors. All right, so what a weird palette. Kind of getting it. Kind of getting it. Yeah. It'll be fun. That's will be fun. Okay, so what is about? Let me clean this off. So I know the exciting part of smoothing out the paint, I've slathered on real quick. Usually this part is pretty frustrating because you get something that's pretty close and you're like, then you have to kind of scrape off a bunch of paint. But because I'm not close, it doesn't matter. See how exciting that, terribly exciting that is. Frustrating is you always miss something. You always get scraping off some area that you thought you had. Trying to get all the reds together. Who else shows you how to scrape paint off in live stream? Nobody. Get all the colored areas, all the non-gray areas that I painted. I'm okay if I take off a little too much paint. I know I'm going to go over it, so I want to get sort of something close to the right color in the right spots. Eek. Oh, these areas are going to be fun. Translation, these areas are not going to be fun. Any guesses what's going on in the background? Any guesses? It's kind of there, kind of not. And I know what it's going to be, so that's a little different. Okay. Now, there's enough of this gray that I'm not really scraping it off. Just kind of trying to flatten out any big areas. ideal situation actually feels better, but it's probably not gonna. All right. Okay, so I know there's a lot, and it's probably like really confusing where I'm at and where it's going, but I swear it's gonna be cool. It's all there. It's just gotta paint a whole lot more to get the rest of it there. So again, I appreciate everyone who jumped on when you jumped on. I'm not always able to kind of message back, but try to respond as I see stuff. I'll be back next Wednesday, and I'll probably be working on this piece. I mean, I'll get a bunch done between now and then, so hopefully it'll start to come together, and you start to see some of the cool aspects of it. And again, thanks again for the support. Thanks for the likes, just logging on, saying hi. It helps me keep going. This is one of three I gotta get done in 2 months, so it's gonna be a lot. So if you see me, I'll probably be juggling a couple different paintings, but again, it's a lot of fun, and I hope you appreciate the work, and I hope you pop in some other time and say hey. John barely made it. I'm like way over time. It's only supposed to go an hour, but it's all good. I appreciate it. Thanks again. Gonna show where I'm at, and I'll be back again next Wednesday. Have a good night, and thanks again. Bye.